Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and buenas noches to everyone checking in with us. Looks like we got another episode of here, Late Night with the Gringo, and I'd like to welcome you all again. And yeah, my partner in crime will be here sooner or later. Unfortunately, he's got chores to do, so good luck with those. But last night I was joined by my son. It was a lot of fun having him on a stream, and he's going to join me again as soon as he's all set. So you'll hear him pop in. And but yeah, started a little bit later than usual. Usually I like to start around 9:30, but I had some things going on and a lot. I mean, this time of year, everybody's got a lot going on with the holidays. I haven't even begun to finish my Christmas shopping. I don't think I've ever actually started my Christmas shopping, which is probably going to hurt a little bit. The malls in the next few days are going to be absolutely insane, but they'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be loaded with people. You get a hot chocolate, a churro, you walk around. You spend the money that you want to spend and you'll be good. You get what you need to get and you'll be good. By the way, that's a great combination. Hot chocolate with a churro. Another big dessert down here that they love to have is Krispy Kreme donuts. They're friggin' everywhere. Love me some Krispy Kreme donuts. Can't go wrong with those, really. And right now they got those, they got ones that are like the Homer Simpson donut, I call it. The pink frosting with the rainbow sprinkles. In New England, we used to call them Jimmies, rainbow Jimmies. When you ordered an ice cream, I want the chocolate Jimmies or rainbow Jimmies. And I don't know what the word where the Jimmies, they're sprinkles. Call them sprinkles. Jimmy sounds weird. I want a bunch of Jimmies on my ice cream. So yeah, coming down to the holiday, we got what, 6 days left, Christmas Eve, and yeah, looking forward to it. I hope you're looking forward to it. Hope you're gonna have a good time with the family, and we're getting an early Christmas gift from James Gunn in DC Studios. The countdown is on. If you looked at the title of the video, if you go to DC Studios YouTube channel, they have a countdown timer on it. And tomorrow, I'm going to get the time wrong, but I believe it's 9:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it'll be 8:53 Eastern Standard Time here where I am. They will unveil the new teaser trailer for the new Superman movie, which was Superman Legacy, but now it's just Superman. We'll get into that reason why, which I think is a smart choice to get rid of the whole legacy thing. It will premiere. I don't think it's going to be exactly at the 9:53 mark. I think that's just to let everybody kind of gather in, and they might have a few extra little surprises, bells and whistles, who knows. But we will be live streaming it. We'll be live streaming our reaction to the trailer. I'm not going to actually live stream the trailer as it premieres because copyright. And I don't need that kind of hassle. I learned about demonetization already last night with our first live stream. Me and my son, we got demonetized for that one video. We maybe ventured into a topic or two that maybe we shouldn't have ventured into on YouTube that maybe they weren't too comfortable with, but it happens, it does. We live and learn, we move on. But so definitely be streaming pre-trailer and post-trailer. I think it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it. You can see about 20 seconds, 15 seconds of little snippets here and there when you go to their website. It's pretty cool. It's really, I like the way, the direction they're going with. They're really taking a lot of that original Christopher Reeve Superman. You'll believe a man can fly, that sort of uplifting, inspiring, people looking up into the air, just this idea of hope. And of course, the trailer itself, what the trailer is, the I guess you can call it the timeline of the trailer has been leaked online, so you can see a description. We actually talked about it last night, and what you'll see. But I'm still excited to see the actual trailer and to see what we're actually going to get, because I think from everything that I've read and everything that I've seen, I think it's going to be. I think they're doing it right. I think I have hope that they're making some really good choices here. And we'll get to it in a second here. Let me see here. Let me get to it. Boom. Like I said, only me. It's only me. If you heard that pan fall into the floor downstairs, yes, that was my son washing dishes. God bless the dishes. God bless the dishes. Here we go. So this is from comingsoon.net. James Gunn reveals key plot details about Superman Lex Luthor. So yeah, crypto's in it. So yes, we're going to get the trailer tomorrow. Again, I'll be up. Hope you're up. Hope we have some fun. I think it's gonna get some good views. The trailer, that is. I think the trailer is gonna have some really good views. And so a couple things that James Gunn is doing with this movie that I think is very smart, because if I see another origin story, look, I know I've been through the ringer a few times, and I know, there's new people out there, young kids, they probably don't know anything about Superman and Batman. But if I see one more damn origin story about how Superman fell to Earth as a baby, came to Earth, crashed Earth as a baby, and was adopted by the Kent, I can't do it. There's plenty of those movies out there. If I see one more origin story about how Bruce Wayne's parents died and were shot and murdered in Crime Alley, I can't do it. Right? There's just it's over and over and over and over again. And what he's done, he's sort of removed that, and the movie's going to start in the middle of the action, I guess. What he describes is, Superman is, you're going to get him right in the middle of the action, right with Lex. You know that Lex doesn't know Clark or doesn't know Superman, but hates his guts. You know that Clark and Lois are a thing. You know where Clark works at Daily Planet. So there's a lot already in motion, and so it's going to happen really quick. You're going to get sucked into that story very quickly, and I think that's a great way to do that. Because, like I said, I don't think any of us really want another origin story. We don't want to see another way in which they fell to Earth, right? Or he fell to Earth. So that is a great way to do things. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that they get rid of the word legacy, and James Gunn talks about legacy. He felt like it wasn't looking forward, it was looking backwards. And it felt like it was just nostalgic, right? And it wasn't fresh and new and sort of like a new beginning. And so he just wanted to kind of get rid of that whole word legacy. And he actually workshopped that whole idea with his cast and with his crew, and they all came to the same conclusion. It felt like the word legacy actually made him feel like the movie was going to flop. And I'm like, well, that's, they're looking out for themselves. So again, I'm excited. I think Superman's just one of those, hey, he's here. How you doing? You're alive. Make sure you close that door before the dog crashes into it. You are alive. We're talking Superman.
I figured.
So.
What else would you talk about?
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the news today. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff going on. But
got my flute.
Oh, please don't play the flute. Don't play the flute.
That flute that barely works.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the trailer releases tomorrow, and I think Superman is I think if James Gunn could do Superman correctly, where he takes advantage of, he's got such an underrated rogues gallery. You think people always talk about the Flash and Batman, how their rogues gallery is just the best villains, but I think Superman, you got Brainiac and Parasite and Killer Frost and Lex Luthor.
Wait, Killer Frost is Superman?
Well,
that's more Flash.
There's more Flash, but he's faced off against her. And Livewire, that's Lobo.
Are you going to forget about Doomsday?
I'm not going to forget about Doomsday, but Doomsday, we've already done Doomsday.
I know, but big guy, you got to throw him in there.
I don't want to throw him in there just yet because but Darkseid.
Okay, Darkseid. Well, we've done Darkseid already.
No, we really haven't. We missed it. It was half-assed. Doomsday, I hated how they did Doomsday this time. He looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, just born wrong or half aborted. It just was not good. It looked horrible. It really did, the way they did Doomsday.
It looked like a newborn child.
He looked terrible.
I did not like the face.
And,
smooth. Not like rocky and rough like I imagined,
But I would love to see like a Parasite with him throwing down with Parasite. I would love to see him throwing down with Lobo, or like a story arc with Lobo. And I think everybody wants Jason Momoa to play Lobo. But it all hinges on this movie being successful. And I think tomorrow's trailer is going to tell a big story, a big story on whether or not it's going to be successful. And I think, again, every graphic we've seen, every decision that James Gunn has made, I agree with and I'm happy with. And Hudson Palmer, hi, that is what you look like. What do I play on? I play on a PlayStation 5 most of the time, buddy. So I think we're going to see, I think in crypto, I love that, crypto's playful, right? I was talking to your brother and he actually wants to see a darker DC Superman. I'm like, I don't know if I want, like, the darker thing, I get it, is cool every now and again. But I think sometimes, like, I don't want it to be Marvelized, don't get me wrong, but I think Superman is not
that dark.
Marvel, I don't want to be Marvelized. I mean, I don't want DC to turn into like quippy comedy like kind of Marvel's a little comedic, right?
No, more kind of.
It's more serious. DC's more serious and more, I don't know, careful with its storylines.
I mean, you have Batman running around beating people.
I know,
but yeah, pretty serious.
But Superman is that character that can be uplifting.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be dark.
He doesn't need to be dark. Yes, there are dark storylines within the Superman lore. I know, I get it. But I don't want this to go dark. I want it to be fun. I want it to be like when I saw Christopher Reeve Superman for the first time. It's like, this is awesome. It's a wild ride. Let's go. And, so I would just, if they would build up to something, if they would say, hey, we got a 10-year plan and their build up is Darkseid. No, I think their build up should be Brainiac. I think Brainiac should be the big bad.
You tried Darkseid with the other.
Yeah.
Why redo it?
Yeah, with Darkseid you have to really Mother Boss, Steppenwolf and Granny Goodness and Big Barda and oh my god, yeah, Orion and Hi-Fi. Just you've got to introduce all the fourth world stuff, and that's no Brainiac.
Too much for like the first kind of build.
Because it was like when DC Universe launched as online as a game. Brainiac's the big baddie, right. And it was awesome the way they did it. They get the Fortress of Solitude in this trailer coming up, I guess, as well. It's going to look awesome. So excited to be got the alarm set ready to go because it's I can't wake up in the morning.
I mean, why do you even have an alarm? You'll probably be up by then.
No, I probably won't be.
What?
Awake at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, if your mother wakes me up, sure.
Yeah, she will. She's waking you up at 7, isn't she?
I don't know. Did she say why are we getting up at 7? Oh, yeah, we got people coming. Yeah. Well, they got to stay out of this room. We're going to be doing stuff.
That's true.
So they can stay out. I'll clean it myself.
You'll still be up early.
I'll still be up early. Hopefully I'm nice and showered and everything like that. I don't want to appear all groggy. Be like,
this on stream, barely holding on to life.
Barely holding on to life. Unable to form words. Like in the morning, guys, I've got slurring words. In the morning, if I don't have coffee, I can't talk. I slur words. I can't see. Like literally, I can't see. I wake up and if I pick up my phone, I'm like, I can't read. I can't see nothing. I can't see the door. It takes me 10 minutes to get out of bed and it hurts. Anyways, but yeah, we'll be up and I think this is going to be a good day. I think it's going to be a good day. I think DC Studios is finally going to kick off right. Like I said, I was really happy with Creature Commandos episode 3. I was not happy with episodes 1 and 2. I did not like the political bent. I did not like the cultural division and riff, Republican, conservative versus liberal. I didn't like that. I think we've had enough of that. Let's move on from that. But I thought episode 3 was great. That episode 3 was really a lot of fun. So I think DC Studios, James Gunn, so far we can call it a thumbs up, I think.
Got hope.
I think it's got hope.
A new hope?
New hope.
New hope. There you go.
So, but speaking of New Hope.
Oh, no.
Woo!
We're trying this again.
The battle behind the next Star Wars. So, I hope everybody is really, really excited about Superman. But you know what? We're going to jump into my favorite IP of all time. The IP that actually made me a nerd. Listen, in the late 70s, early 80s, it was Star Wars and Dungeons and Dragons, okay? When I was going to school, when I was walking to school as a third grader and fourth grader, I had my history book, my math book. I had my Monsters Manual guide, part 1. I had my Dungeon Master's guide. There was this one that I made called Legends and Lore, all these gods and myths. It was awesome. I loved that. I wish I could find that again. But I'm talking the hardcover, people, and that was a time when people thought like if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, you must be evil.
Oh yeah, it was like satanic.
Satanic panic, yeah.
Speaking of satanic, I think the Catholic Church was, or at least Protestants, some denomination of Christianity actually deemed Pokemon as satanic in nature. Sure. Because of the evolutions and stuff. I just found that interesting. Harry
Potter as well.
A lot of things.
Harry Potter as well.
A lot of pop culture has been.
A lot of pop culture has been. Yeah, so but Star Wars is what did it for me, and this is an interesting article, and because there's supposedly a new trilogy in development. We're not sure if it's going to be a continuation after the Skywalker trilogy or Skywalker, the 9 films of the Skywalker saga, or if it's going to be something different. We know James Mangold is working on I think it's called Dawn of the Jedi. I want to get that correct here. James Mangold is working, let's get past Ben Franklin there. Dawn of the Jedi movie, which takes place far before the Skywalkers. So they're trying to figure this out. Plus they have and I made fun of this lady, like this director, Charmin Obey-Chinoy, who is, if you go back and see my videos, and you probably see a bunch of other videos on YouTube about her, she is a Pakistani, I believe Pakistani, not Afghani, Pakistani director. She's an ultra feminist, and she likes tearing men down. She actually has interviews where she talks about she makes movies and entertainment to make fun of men, to scare men, to tear men down. Not the person I want in charge of this franchise right now. And she said it's about time that a woman helmed or had an influence within the Star Wars universe, which is a load of crap. Because regardless of what you think of Bryce Dallas Howard as an actress, she directed a few of those episodes of The Mandalorian, seasons 1 and 2. She did really good. I believe it was Marsha Lucas, former wife, or is it ex-wife, or she's still married to them? But she won an Oscar for editing, I believe, for the for the original Star Wars. But I guess those females don't count. I guess Carrie Fisher doesn't count. I guess Natalie Portman doesn't count. As a female having some sort of influence within the Star Wars universe. I'm just tired of hearing that shtick. And I don't think she's up for the job. I think this is a job way above her. But now there's this thing. But what's interesting about this article is they call this, who wrote this? I want to go. Boris Kitt. Boris Kitt, this is from the Hollywood Reporter, so take it for what it is. Really paints a picture that Daisy Ridley, and nothing against Daisy Ridley. I think she's a very, competent actress.
She's put in a tough spot.
She's put in a tough spot. she's put in an incredibly tough spot, and she's not giving. When you're an actor or an actress, and you're put in a spot like that, and you're not given the material, the direction, the production, all that to really do your job, and you're just basically grasping at what you can to hold on to. Yeah, it all comes down on her. And I feel like she had a lot of anxiety issues and things like that from like The Last Jedi and from like The Rise of Skywalker, which, no one deserves. She's just doing her job. God bless her. She wants to be an actress. She wants to get paid. God bless her, get paid. They even made fun of her for getting paid. She signed up, whatever she signed on for to do this next Rey Skywalker movie, she got shit for the amount of money they were giving her.
Yeah, but you're getting that contract. Who's not taking that contract?
Good for her. Get the money.
Yeah.
Get paid. Good for her. Why are we giving her crap about what she's getting paid? If they want to give her the money, just because someone out there, do I think she's worth that kind of money as an actress? Do I think she should demand that level of money? Personally, if I was in charge of the finances, I'd say, no, that's a little too much. But I'm not. And someone said, hey, we think that's your market value. Great. Awesome. That's how capitalism works. God bless you, Daisy. So get that money and have a great life. But they're calling her, or at least they're calling her character of Rey Skywalker, the only now viable, profitable character that they have in all of Star Wars. Because, quote unquote, all the other characters, the Legends characters, have wrapped up their story. There's no more Darth Vader storyline really to explore. There's no more Obi-Wan. There's no more Yoda. I think there's a Mace Windu storyline. What if he survived that fall?
Right. I think you could do something.
No, there's no more Princess Leia. There's no more Luke Skywalker. Right. So they really, Chewbacca.
You got the books too.
You got all that's not
canon anymore.
That's not canon anymore. And let me tell you, some of those books are kick ass. First of all, I think they're still trying to do Heir of the Empire, that trilogy. And if they do that right, that'll be the revitalization of Star Wars. But they already screwed up Admiral Thrawn in the Ahsoka series. They didn't do him right. He came across as something just not good.
Subpar.
I
think we expected more.
I expected way more. So one of my, I always talk about this. One of my favorite, it might be my favorite Star Wars book, is this collection of short stories called Tales of the Bounty Hunter. Because in Empire Strikes Back, where Boba Fett went. After he left Vader to go hunt down a Millennium Falcon, right? Where did the other ones go? Well, it tells their story, where they went, what happened to them.
You can make an easy TV show out of that.
Oh, dude, it's pretty profitable too. So good. So it's written by, I believe, Kevin J. I don't get the author correct, but I believe it's Kevin J. Anderson, who's a great writer, does some great stuff. I thought really hit a home run with that one. And that book's about 25, 30 years old. And that would make an incredible television series.
No, I would say that'd be great because you could make each episode based on one bounty hunter.
Yeah, or you could do like a month long. Like you could do like 3 episode arcs for each bounty hunter. You know?
Right.
Beginning, middle, end. Right. The IG-88 one was awesome. It was my favorite one because IG-88.
His story is weird. I love it. But it's weird.
It's weird, but I do believe that he's you see what happened to him in Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Well, you see that he's on the executive, right?
Right.
But later on, he's in Empire Strikes Back again. A lot of people don't realize this. Okay, so when Chewbacca is getting C-3PO from the Ugnaughts because he's in pieces,
right.
They get the burning furnace there, they get all the scrap and the droids and whatnot. If you look closely, next to the metal is a dead IG-88.
Well, there's multiple.
There's multiple ones,
models.
But that's the story is that
he got
Boba Fett took care of him because he's like, I want the bounty myself.
Yeah, but it's not fun. I mean, we could have.
Come on, Boba Fett versus IG-88.
No,
Let me tell you something.
Sick. But I don't want to see IG-88 go. You know.
Well, I know there's
multiple. Fun robot.
He's fun. Well, I love him. He's one of my sealed characters. They want to back home. You know.
Right.
So the battle behind the next Star Wars. Look, Skeleton Crew is not doing it. Skeleton Crew is not going to revitalize this franchise.
What's the new show that's out?
Skeleton Crew.
Is it Skeleton Crew with like the kids?
The kids. It's like they call it Goonies.
The Goonies.
Star Wars Goonies, which I hate. I said this the first time. Listen, don't disrespect the new show by calling it by something else. The Goonies was incredible. It was Touchstone. It was pop culture. It was 80s. It was just magnificent. You can't reproduce that lightning in a bottle. To call that show Goonies in space is disrespectful to the actual new show Skeleton Crew because it's like it automatically removes the originality from it. It automatically removes creativity from it. It automatically says, you know what, this isn't something new or original. It's just paint by numbers, but we're going to put it in space. And I thought I hate it when people do that. They call it, like after Lost came out on television, it was like this massive hit, Lost, right? And all the other shows.
Discs.
Yeah.
You had the CDs.
Yeah. And it's one of my 2 favorite shows of all time.
No one knows what happened in that show, right? That's the impression I get. No one understands it.
No, I understand it. No, I get it.
The island's alive.
Oh, yeah. The island's like the heart of the spirituality. No, they were alive on the island. It was a mystical island. But anyways, we're not going to get into.
You lost me there.
We're not going to get into Lost right now. I'm not getting into Lost because that's a 10-hour episode of this Late Night with the Gringo. We can't do that. Anyways, so when Lost came out, you had all the other shows trying to come out and be like all mysterious, right? Whoa, what's going to happen next? And it's right. And it just, they would describe it like, this is Lost in the Arctic. This is Lost in Middle America. This is Lost. And like, no, don't do that. Because it just makes me not want to watch the show.
Right.
Just makes me want to go, you know what? No, I've seen.
Who wants to watch Lost?
Yeah. I'd rather watch the original.
Right.
I'd rather watch the original. And I just finished watching Lost for I want to say 9th. It could be the 10th time through.
What are you doing? There are so many things.
I binge watch Lost again for the 10th time through.
Why would you do that?
Because I love it that friggin' much. Wait till I start binge watching the West Wing again for like the 7th time through. Anyways, but so Skeleton Crew's not going to revitalize this. All the hope and blessings for Daisy Ridley because I think she deserves all, to come back and try on this role again after all the criticism she got. Great. Is it going to be? Do I have hope that the Rey Skywalker or Rey Palpatine movie is what it really should be? Because she shouldn't be called Skywalker.
No,
right? She's a Palpatine. She's a Palpatine, right?
We could have had a cool ending, go full circle, good turn, bad, evil turn to good. You know what I mean? Just keep her Palpatine.
I mean, she stole his lightsaber. She stole his X-wing.
Stole his home.
Stole his name. I mean,
it kind of got him killed.
It kind of got him killed.
That's just identity fraud.
I mean, it's like the worst marriage that never occurred. It's like, he went to probate court and got wiped out by the judge.
Yeah.
I know you're young. You don't understand.
No, I understand it. I understand it. But I was just thinking, odd analogy.
Odd analogy.
Could have gone so many avenues. Went straight to divorce there.
I just thought of a really dirty joke that I heard from a comedian once about divorce, and I can't repeat it because I don't want to be demonetized. I don't want to. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. Anyways,
no, I'm joking.
Maybe we should do this. We should also stream this on Rumble sometimes. We should do a Rumble thing where they don't do that, where they don't copyright you or not copyright. They don't.
I think trust me. They'll copyright.
They're copyright, but they don't demonetize you because you say something they might not like. Anyways, so the battle behind the next Star Wars, and the thing, there's not been a new Star Wars. The Grogu movie's coming out. at some point in time.
Oh yeah, I
the Mandalorian.
Who's supposed to play Grogu? I saw the actor on that.
No, not Grogu. Grogu's the puppet dude.
I know, but someone's playing like.
No one's playing Grogu.
Yeah, I heard.
No,
I don't know if it was a meme.
Oh, you better look that up because
I could be wrong.
I mean, season 3 of The Mandalorian was terrible. Season 2 was good. Season 1 was a landmark for Disney Plus.
We'll check here.
But if you tell me someone is playing Grogu, I'm going to be like, what the frig?
I swear I heard this somewhere. I swear. I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong. I'm going to call it wrong.
Yeah, it might be.
I'm going to call it fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
Might have been fake news, fake article.
Fake article. I just don't think anybody's playing Grogu. I mean, I guess.
No. I'm thinking who's playing. Okay, Jabba the Hutt's son.
Jabba the Hutt's son. Yeah.
I confused. Yeah,
someone's doing the voice or whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's
that's what it was.
Oh God, who was it?
It's Jeremy Allen.
Okay, all right, Jeremy Allen. Like, yeah, he's a cool actor. The guy from The Bear and the guy who did was in the Iron Claw there, the Von Erich movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he did a great job in that film.
Yeah, he should be good.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. All right, so that's cool. I guess some people tell you there's this joke going around that Pedro Pascal doesn't even show up; he just does his voice most of the time, so he doesn't have to be in costume. But I don't know, Pedro Pascal, the guy's in everything.
I mean, again, same thing with what's her name? I forgot her name. Ray? No, the actor who plays Ray. Actress.
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah. Ray Ridley, too similar to me. Kind of same situation. You know, if you're getting offered it, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, no, nothing against him. I liked him a lot in Gladiator 2. Pedro Pascal. I'm not sure how he's going to do as Reed Richards.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be
Reed Richards. Right, in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That might be too much. No offense.
That might be.
That might be out.
That might be a bridge too far.
A bridge a little too far.
So, but yeah, so Star Wars, and we're going to continue on with some Disney news. So Star Wars, this is hilarious. But
straight to politics. No, I'm joking.
No, this isn't just politics.
I saw Fox News. I thought politics. Boys.
I mean, why not?
Here we go.
But yeah, so Star Wars. Hopefully, we get some good stuff out of it in the next few years. And Kathleen Kennedy's going nowhere, folks. Whether you want it to or not. Unfortunately, she ain't going nowhere. Put a chick in it. Make it lame. Make it, All right. So Disney may be turning the corner. This article made me go, yeah, no kidding. Disney drops transgender storyline from upcoming animated Pixar show Win or Lose, which is supposed to be on Disney Plus. So,
the movie's called Win or Lose.
No, yeah, Win or Lose is the series. It's going to be a Pixar series. Disney has dropped the transgender storyline from its upcoming animated Pixar series Win or Lose. A spokesperson confirmed to Fox News Digital Tuesday. Pixar Animation Studios' Win or Lose follows a co-ed middle school softball team named the Pickles.
That's a great name. What's your name, boys? The Pickles.
I saw a meme the other day. It says, if you like pickles, you don't like cucumbers, you just like vinegar. And then the response underneath it was like, if you like oven roasted chicken, you don't like chicken, you just like oven heat. Anyways, I thought that was like great, but anyways, maybe not to you.
It went over my head.
Went over your head. All right, sorry. Anyways, get back Pickles. In the week leading up to the championship softball game, according to the Hollywood Reporter, which first broke the news about the changes made to the show. Now, Disney confirmed that lines of dialogue referencing a character's gender identity were removed from later episodes in the show.
Told me to disturb you. Brand new 30-second clip of the DCU Superman trailer has officially been released.
No kidding.
Yeah, you can actually watch it. They released 30 seconds. The full trailer is tomorrow. But there's a full 30 seconds.
Oh, where is it?
I just found this on Instagram. I'm here, boys. Of course, commentating, but I'm also running outsourcing information. I don't have my iPad here. I had to come up here in a hurry.
Where is your iPad?
It's in my other room. I think it's charging. Okay, second clip. That should be.
All right, we're gonna mute this for a second. Hold on.
This might be it.
This right here.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. we can just...
Yeah, the music will definitely get copyrighted on this. Yeah, I've seen all this. This is what you get to see. A lot of this you get to see already when you go to DC Studios. This is like the teaser for the teaser. And this is what I was talking about earlier.
I wasn't seeing it.
And it looks good. It looks good.
It looks good.
It looks good. That's all.
Did you see the pictures on the set for the Daily Planet? Like some of the
yeah.
Look, I would love to work on that set.
Yeah. Let's turn that back down.
All right,
so yeah. It looks good. Looks good. I'm excited.
Good. Sorry, I saw that. I didn't know if
very excited. No. Sorry.
Gringo's covering his
We're gonna cover all our bases. All right. So anyways, back to transgender and being kicked out of Disney. Source close to Win or Lose said the studio made the decision to alter course several months ago. No, they didn't. That's BS, because if they did make that decision, you would have heard about it months ago. You heard about it now because Donald Trump won the election. And because finally Disney's going, ooh, and just so you know, the spokesperson for the media company said in a statement that the changes were made in deference to parents who prefer to address these sorts of topics with their children on their own. And here's where I start to get really angry. When it comes to animated content for a younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline. A Disney spokesperson told Fox News Digital about the changes made to the show. Win or Lose premieres on Disney Plus February 25. Here's the BS part of this. That's exactly what the parental rights bill said was wanting to do, the quote-unquote don't say gay bill that Disney made a stink about, that went to war with Ron DeSantis about, went to war with the state of Florida about, right? The bill basically said, no, this should be a parent's decision to talk about this stuff. They should not be indoctrinated into schools, especially kindergartens, first grade, second, third, right? Disney all up in arms because their employees all went up in arms. And finally, you know what? I guess they got their asses kicked a few different times. Of course, some of their movies made billions that didn't have this woke crap into it. And the stuff that had the woke crap into it flopped hard. So now they're like, oh, no, this is what we think. It's not what they always thought. But thank God they came around. Maybe we'll see some good stuff come from this. Disney has faced backlash in recent years from conservatives who accused the media giant of inserting messages about sexuality and gender identity in entertainment geared towards younger audiences. Yes, they've absolutely done that. Lightyear. That failed because of its social agenda. That's all. It just took one little bit of that social agenda message to get out onto social media before the movie even came out. The movie was dead. Done. Bye. See you later.
I remember when that was coming out too. I was at first like, oh, they're gonna make a Buzz Lightyear movie. Yeah. This is great.
So
and I saw that and I was like, oh god.
Yeah. So I think Disney's just, I think it's disingenuous. What they're doing now. I think it's the right thing to do now, and I'm not gonna, but I'm gonna look at them and go, you know what? This is the exact opposite stance that you took years ago, a couple of years ago. You wanted to draw the line in the sand. You wanted to have men dressed up as princesses, escorting women, escorting little girls into the boutique. You wanted to have all this crap, and you lost money. And I think finally, some people just said, enough of this. We need to make money. But they learned their lesson, and they put a lot of people through pain and misery to learn their lesson. I mean, how much crap they put people through. But it's Disney, and they're going to end up being the box office winners for the year. Deadpool and Wolverine, Inside Out 2, Moana 2.
I mean, Deadpool's a big one. And then Moana.
Well, Inside Out 2, $1.7 billion.
Oh, I forgot about that. I mean, I remember
Deadpool, Wolverine. Well, yeah, I really like it. Your mother didn't. She didn't like it. She's like, I didn't like that movie. I'm like...
Well, she didn't hate it. She just thought she has an expectation for Pixar and didn't meet it. You know what I mean?
Maybe. But I mean, they're gonna end up with a huge box office. So, yep, Disney is throwing the woke agenda overboard. It looks like, and a lot of people quit.
Makes sense.
Financially, a lot of people quit. There were stories from not just today, but I would think a lot of people quit. But when this came out, when they were making Inside Out 2, there were stories coming out when they were making there were other stories coming out with their upcoming content where they were telling the animators, they were telling the narrative storytellers, they were telling the script writers, the producers, all that, we don't want this stuff remove it, because it was supposed to be Inside Out 2. Riley was supposed to have mixed feelings about the girl she idolized.
Yeah, that's why I was scared of that they were going to go towards. And I
But
felt
it was supposed to be. They pulled it out.
Didn't you feel like at some points, it was like this seems like it's supposed to be more that they're.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. Yep, but they pulled it out. So a lot of people, and that was a really good decision.
I mean, look at the money they made.
Yeah, and so
family friendly,
people,
funny, entertaining.
Yeah, people said I don't want to work it. And I said fine. Listen, if you don't want to work, look, here's what I say. You know what? I never understood. I've worked at two very big companies. And I never understood the idea that if you go to work for a company, once you're in that company and you're like, well, I don't agree with this company's values, and you want to cause a stink or not do your job correctly or cause a problem for other employees or make life miserable for other employees or make the environment. No, just quit. I didn't agree with everything Apple asked me to do or promote or whatnot, right? Just think about it.
Right.
Like, all right, let's really, you want to really, really think about it. We're going to get kind of religious here. Apple's big on promoting Pride Month. Huge. It's the biggest deal outside of a new iPhone launch.
Yeah, I always remember this. You always had to have like a pin and something too.
You always had to wear your pin. You had to wear your shirt. You had to have the decals up, the special watch wristbands, all the stuff, all the different graphics on the computers in the stores had to be changed over. All the windows, everything. Everything was pride. You had, as a manager, you had to put people through pride and unconscious bias and pride training and everything. It's a big deal all month long. They do pride events. They have pride. It's a huge deal.
They put a lot of money.
Okay.
Pump a lot of money in it.
What religion am I?
You are a Catholic, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Good. I'm still right.
All right. As a Catholic, what are the 7 deadly sins?
Well, you mentioned one of them already.
Pride is the number one deadly sin. Pride above else is the most deadly of sins.
Doesn't the devil represent pride? Technically.
There are 7 deadly sins represented by the 7 princes of hell. The pride is championed by Lucifer.
Right.
Not Satan. Satan's different. Lucifer. So the ultimate fallen angel is the champion of pride. You're asking, as a Catholic, I have to celebrate pride for a month. But guess what? I went to work for that company. And then they instituted that. And I said, well, I don't agree with this policy. But then again, it's not my company. And I could say, you know what? I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm uncomfortable with that. And they could say, well, that's too bad. You have to do your job. Okay, then I have to make a choice. Do I want to feed my family, do my job, go to confession, right? Or
confession's always available, my friend.
Yeah.
Trust me, I would know.
For me, it was never a choice of, I'm going to make a stink. I'm going to cause problems. I'm going to call HR. I'm going to make other people's lives miserable. I'm going to cause problems in the break room. And that's what people do when all of a sudden something, right? And I'm like, why would I make other people's lives miserable just for a social agenda? I wouldn't. You shouldn't. If you're like that, then you're just an a-hole. You just really are. If you don't like something about where you work and you can't change it, or it's not changeable, and you're deciding whether you want to go into work every day and be miserable, then quit. Go find a new job. It's as simple as that. And I think when I look at Disney, I think from a larger picture, that's what I'm blaming. Look, the state of Florida passed a law. Disney did not need to get involved, but their employees, a lot of their employees forced them to, and they got involved.
Well, I don't know if you can say their employees forced them to.
Sure they did. You don't remember that?
I remember.
They wrote letters. They made the CEO at the time get on a call and listen to all the grief, and he had to do an apology to his employees and everything. Yeah, and then he had to change track.
But as a CEO, you have the option. Like, listen, you don't. Same thing with Apple. You had a choice.
Yeah.
As a work employee, sure, you can voice your grievances. Doesn't mean the company has to change. So he had a choice.
He had a choice, but he caved.
He caved. He did. He wasn't forced. He caved.
Yeah, he caved. That's what I'm saying. He caved.
Yeah, you're saying he's forced.
But he caved to the pressure because he was afraid that he's going to lose all these employees. He's going to look bad, blah, blah, blah. He read the wrong room, is what I'm saying.
Right.
What was his name?
Bob Iger?
No, that's not the guy before Bob Iger. The guy who took over for Bob Iger for just a couple of years.
I don't remember.
He was a moron. Anyways, but he, instead of standing up and saying, what, no, we're not going to, we're.
Didn't they lose their special protection for the?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
because of this. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah,
I remember this very well.
So not only did that hurt Disney as a company, but imagine the grief it put other people through, with lawsuits, with all the other court filings with, parents who wanted a certain way of life for their kids, but said no to by people who probably didn't have kids. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. No,
ridiculous. So Disney.
I mean, financially speaking, that was more detrimental. That was more detrimental side if you're running the company.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine you lose your special. I mean, Disney World, the only place where you don't have to pay any taxes. It actually gets given money.
Yeah.
You lost that right. You lost all your special privileges because you wanted to die on a hill that realistically wasn't worth dying on.
Nope.
There's other ways you could have done to kind of appease
and
the workers instead of that.
Yeah. The idea that
so many other options. They chose the worst.
They chose the worst. Speaking of worst options, would you like to meet San Francisco's new fat positivity expert who's there to consult on weight stigma and neutrality?
I'm sorry. Every time I hear about a new fat positivity expert, they always end up dying like a year later.
There they are.
Of like diabetes.
And I use the word they because I don't know what her pronoun is and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't really care. But I'm working with a team at the San Francisco Department of Public Health as a consultant on weight stigma and weight neutrality. Listen, folks.
Look, she looks exactly how I expected she would look.
Listen, I am very lucky to have two healthy children who are healthy and have proper weight. I myself have never, since I was a small child, had a healthy weight. Never. Been plagued by it. It is not positive in any way for me to have carried the weight that I've carried since I was 9 years old. All right. It is the cause of almost every health issue I've ever had. It is weight, with the exception of the very few who are genetically predisposed to be big. That's not a lot. Go look at public films of people walking around New York in the 1940s and 1950s and show me the heavy people. There might be one in every 100,000. It's ridiculous. It doesn't happen, right? But nowadays, being fat is not a positive thing. Right? It's just not. Take it from someone who wishes he wasn't fat. It's not positive in any way. It'll cause you problems. It'll cause, it just, in every way, mentally, physically, it just does, right? And for someone to say, I'm a fat, weight stigma, the stigma is you're going to die early. You're going to have diabetes. Your kidneys are going to fail. Your liver's going to fail. Your heart's going to clog up and stop. You're going to have strokes. You're going to, whatever. You're going to have all these problems.
You're an expert in this.
Yeah, I'm an expert in it. You're not going to be able to walk up a hill. Your knees are going to give in on you. When you're 45 years old, you're going to need new knees. You're going to sweat in the wintertime when you're outside wearing a t-shirt. All right. Just the little things like that,
It's rough.
Yeah. It's just, and then there's nothing.
Granted, I don't care. And I think we both can admit this. We don't care if you're fat or not. Granted, we know it's better not to be.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should be making like a positivity movement out of it. Right?
No, I mean, would you rather me be, right now, at any given time.
Healthy. I'd rather you be healthy.
Yeah, at any given time, if I step on the scale in the last 3 or 4 years, at any given time, no matter how many, and at one point you and I were going to the gym, at least 4 times a week for like an hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah, about that.
Right? And we walk everywhere. It's like we don't even have a car. We walk everywhere.
Right.
But at any given time, I could have weighed in between 245 and 255.
Right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's really heavy. I should be more like 200.
Right.
I've been carrying around
an extra 50 or so pounds.
Yeah, the equivalent. Like you and I, we go bowling, right? It's like, okay, you want the 15-pound ball? Right? You pick that 15-pound ball up. Think of it. 3 of those is what I'm carrying extra on my body.
No.
That's not healthy. It's why my back hurts all the time. It's why my back isn't straight. And you cannot tell me that there is some sort of scientific evidence why being heavy, by being overweight, is a positive thing. It's not fat phobia. We're not afraid of fat people. By the way, if you're concerned about healthcare costs, obesity is the number one healthcare issue that causes all the other healthcare issues, which causes your health insurance to skyrocket because we're constantly having to fix obesity issues in this country or in the United States. So,
well, in this country too. Mexico's one of the fattest countries.
Sure, but that's because they can't stop drinking Coca-Cola.
But it's more because of how you see how we eat here sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see.
That and liquor.
This
tequila,
is
land of tequila, man.
It's a dream come true for her to make people feel good about being fat, about going to the great. You want to live? It's like what's next? The cigarette smoker positivity? The vape smoking positivity?
Oh, we're going to get to that.
Jesus Christ. Weight neutrality. There's no such thing as weight neutrality. There's either healthy or not healthy. That's it. She's a plus-size Latina author, lecturer, and leading expert on weight-based discrimination and body positivity with over a decade of experience.
Oh, and what? Decade of experience of what?
Well, you didn't get
fat ass? Sorry.
Guess what? If you're fat, you're going to get picked last on the playground to play baseball. That's it. It's not discrimination. It's just I'm picking the person. When I got picked last all the time. You know why? Because I couldn't run very fast.
Yeah,
so the kids wanted
catcher.
Yeah, I made a great catcher.
Baseman.
But everybody else wanted or basketball, right? No one wanted the fat kid.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I could block people out, but I sure couldn't run the court. It's not discrimination. It's picking the best athlete, right? Why do you, just drives me nuts. Fat phobia. No one's afraid of you. I mean, if I woke up and saw you, I might be afraid. Project Heal. BMI. It's the same kind of, this kind of logic is like the same kind of thing, like that math is racist. That 2 + 2 actually equals 5. No, you can't make it. You can't make that. Decrease stigma around food and body. What stigma around food? What are you talking about? Stigma around food?
What kind of food are we talking? I mean, there are some foods where it's like, if I see you eat it, I'm like, wow.
I mean, if you bring in a vat of mashed potatoes from KFC that's the size of my head and you stuff your face in it like a pig at a trough, yeah, I might have a negative reaction to that. Don't talk at all about exercise at work. No, talk about exercise. It encourages it. Don't presume that food, weight, body size are safe or come. So what are you supposed to talk about at work? You can't talk about food. You can't talk about exercise. I talk about food all the time. I'm Italian and married to a Mexican. We talk about food a lot, and it has nothing negative. It's more like, what are we going to eat next? All right? Exercise, safe or comfortable topics. Look, if you're not comfortable with the word exercise, not my problem, not anybody else's problem, go be a shut-in.
You don't have to exercise.
You don't have to exercise. You don't need to be in a conversation. You don't need to even be in a conversation. If someone asks you, hey, do you exercise? You go, no. That's it, end of conversation.
What's next? I can't talk about Legos because not everyone can afford it?
Yeah, or not everyone knows how to put the 2 bricks. I can't put the bricks together. I can't read the instructions.
I only have yellow guys.
Oh, my God. In San Francisco. This is why I couldn't people ask me, why didn't you stay in San Francisco when Apple offered you that position in San Francisco? Because I couldn't live in San Francisco. I was there for
we could have seen cool Giants games. I mean,
you did not want to live in San Francisco. Believe me.
But Giants games.
The cost of living plus this crap. Literally, one day.
You would have been paid fairly, right?
Listen, I woke up one morning. Oh, yeah, I would have been paid fairly, but not nearly enough to live in San Francisco.
Well, we live outside of San Francisco.
We'd have to live very out far, but okay.
How far?
About an hour.
That's like what we did in other places.
Yeah, still. Anyway, so I woke up one afternoon.
That's not too bad.
I woke up one.
I'm saying California
Saturday, and I'm in California. I said, you know what? I'm going to take a walk to the famous pier, Pier 39, whatever it is, Pier 9, whatever. I can't remember the
with
number.
The seals, right?
Yeah, where the seals are, right? And I figure I'm going to walk. Sea lions. I'm going to walk around that area, right? And I figured it's a beautiful day. It's a Saturday. Nothing could go wrong. No. As I cross the crosswalk to the park area, what do I see? About 100 middle-aged naked men and women.
Oh, I remember this phone call.
Bicycles.
I remember this phone call.
Doing a bike ride. Their junk hanging out. Women that just shouldn't. Their knees hitting their. Oh God. And it's just like, I'm no beauty. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't gonna be like out there like, look at this. It's oh God. No, I couldn't live in San Francisco then. And I certainly wouldn't. I would not do it to you guys. I wouldn't make you there and make you go there. Oh God, oh God, thank God. Oh, I gotta unsave that story so I don't have to look at her anymore. Okay, just pitch the body positivity. You want to be? Oh God. Now I need something fun to get that out of. Just
you can join the movement.
I'm not joining no movement.
How many years of experience do you have? Too many.
Too many.
Too many.
As I say to my children, I get depressed when I eat, and I eat when I get depressed. And I'm not, I'm not lying. All right.
That's so sad. You said I'm not lying. You're gonna quickly pivot off of that.
Got my soda right here.
Wow. It's not helping.
Speaking of eating, this is my science story of the day.
You have a science story?
Oh, dude, when I come across one science...
Trying to be educated here. No, I'm joking. Yeah, you keep drinking that Coke.
Hey, once something's already been on fire, you can't burn it again. Anyways, shocking. These squirrels are hunting and eating other rodents.
Are we really that surprised?
I'm not really that surprised. I just think it's great that these squirrels have just had enough of this shit, and they're like, you know what?
Eat other rodents all the time.
I'm going to eat protein, dude. But I mean, for most people, you and I, we lived in Michigan. We had gray squirrels, red squirrels, and black squirrels. And yeah, they would fight each other, but they never ate each other.
No. You know, they would actually be more afraid of the giant hawks and birds that would fly around. Remember that time that squirrel was just kind of, for like an hour, it was on a standoff between...
Oh, yeah, he was just frozen in place, and we were like, how can we help the squirrel? He was like, how can we help? I'm like, you can't help the squirrel. If you go out there to try to help him, he's going to run away. Then he's going to be in the way of the hawk. The hawk's going to get him. It's a waiting game.
Right, it's a waiting game. Well, eventually the squirrel made the first move, and he got away.
Yeah, he did get away, yeah. Yeah, I was cheering for him.
Rooting for him.
Dude, the best was when it snowed. It was like 4 feet of snow out there. Oh. And you just look out in the backyard, and all of a sudden squirrels would just pop out of the snow and pop back into they're running around in the snow. Caesar didn't know what the frig to do with those things. He'd chase them around. He just didn't know.
Not a clue.
He wanted to, but he wasn't hunting them. He wanted to be their friends.
He wanted to catch them and play with them.
He wanted to play with them.
Not like in a vicious way. He just wanted to be your friend.
No, he wasn't like, he's, you know.
He was a nut job.
Yeah,
he still is a nut job.
Still is a nut job. So anyways, there's our friend the squirrel. California ground squirrels, otherwise known as I'm going to mess this up, Otespermophilus, I don't know, beachy, might look like your run-of-the-mill bushy-tailed rodent. But these squirrels are anything but ordinary. For the first time, they have been observed hunting, killing, and eating other animals, tiny rodents called California voles, Microtus californicus. Right? The predation is described in a study published December 18th in the Journal of Ethology, and provides the first evidence of carnivorous behavior in the species of squirrels. Nice. So the squirrels are turning. They've evolved. Up next, house cats. They're going to go after house cats. That's going to be the next viral video. Squirrels, just a group of squirrels just attacking house cats.
Like a mob.
Just a mob, just wailing on them.
It'd be kind of interesting to watch, kind of funny, but also like really, 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 really dark.
Yeah. Most are seen eating just nuts, seeds, and grains. However, some species are known to eat some animal protein. The eastern gray squirrel will supplement its diet with insects, frogs, and bird eggs. Fair enough. But these California ground squirrels appear to have developed a taste for mammal meat. That's right. You know why? Because they're American.
That's
American.
right.
Americans. That's an American squirrel right there. That's the point.
You should export it.
This is the vole. This is the California vole. This is the thing that the squirrels are eating.
Oh, so it's like a rat.
It's a rat. So
a rat.
There's plenty of rats to go around, but
yeah, as I said,
but you know,
we have hawks.
But what's interesting is like this seems like a nothing story. It's funny, but then you really start to think about like, okay, the ecosystem. Wait a minute, you've just made a tiny little tweak in the ecosystem. Like, what else is that butterfly effect?
It's just gonna make the other populations bigger above. Think about it.
Could
or make it smaller. One of the two.
Or maybe the populations below the vole bigger. And then what? And then again, it's also the...
Well, of course, yeah, but the squirrels are going to start to go crazy. Then you're going to have more hawks because there's more squirrels. And everything, then it's going to be whatever. You know what I mean?
It's going to be pandemonium. It's going to be
pandemonium.
It's the squirrel apocalypse, everybody.
It will balance itself out.
It's going to be 20, 25 years from now. They're going to be our new overlords, the squirrels. It's going to be Sandy Cheeks and her whole crew coming to get you.
And trust me, taxes are not going away.
No, taxes won't be going away. They'll
hike them.
All right. Oh, you know, I got a couple. You know, I always think of you. I always have a couple stories for you.
That's never good.
All right. Supreme Court agrees to hear the case about the TikTok ban. So apparently,
I don't even use TikTok. What do you mean you're thinking about me?
I know you don't use, but it's your generation that really made it popular.
Do you think I know a thing about this thing?
I'm just saying. How do you feel about the Supreme Court having to come in? Well, do you think TikTok should be banned in the United States? It's owned by Chinese government-controlled company.
National security. Listen, talking to somebody who's wants to get into diplomacy, there is a national security concern, a very big one, when it comes to a platform like that.
Okay, explain. Listen, okay. I'm all about national security. I have my degrees and I've done my own study. But my thing is, like, most of the time, whenever I see a video that's labeled from TikTok, it's teenage girls and boys doing a little weird little dance, trying to copy each other, and it's called a trend.
Right.
Are the Chinese interested in national secrets? Or are they just a bunch of, like, creepy old men that like staring at teenage girls and boys?
It could be both. But it also, the other problem is the information on there. Because the app, I believe, requires a lot more access. So it was theorized they can monitor your activity beyond the app, right? And there's concerns on that. But of course, I think it's a social media app platform. We don't have any, physical or real evidence that says this is actually being done. It's just kind of theories. That, and I think the concern is it's a social media platform that isn't owned by an American entity, I should say, at this point. I mean, think of Facebook, everything else is all American, right? I think the one big one that isn't.
I think our information. I think people have whoever wants our information already has our information.
Yeah, as I say, our information is
like at this point. I think it's a moot point.
I think it is a moot point, but
all right. Conservative Supreme Court. Do you think they uphold the ban, or you think they overturn it? Now, you conservative constantly. We're talking free speech. We're talking free market. We're talking, Or do they believe in the power of the FCC and the regulatory commissions of the bodies of the government and Congress to regulate this stuff? So, like, this is actually like this seems like a sort of a joke case, but it's not.
It's actually got a lot.
It's got huge implications.
I think the safe thing you do is you rule against it. You rule against the ban. I think if you're the Supreme Court, if you're thinking about those implications, it's safer to rule against it, because then they can use that excuse for.
Well, here's the thing:
a lot of things.
If we're using
these are mostly unfounded.
All right, if
the guy is born in Singapore, has no tie. Remember this court case?
Does the First Amendment protect someone who's not an American citizen?
See, now we're getting into some interesting things.
All right, so we're talking about a Chinese parent company. Does the First Amendment protect them? Does it cover them? I don't think it does. So I think your First Amendment argument is out the window on this.
Right. Could be. Well, I mean, think about asylum seekers. They're not Americans. They don't have papers. They're not legal yet, but they get First Amendment protections and other protections like that. So at the same time, you can't rule out First Amendment. It's hard to say the First Amendment applies, and it's also easy to say the First Amendment doesn't apply, because it's not an American company.
The
thing is, you have to take into account American values and beliefs.
Yeah.
Does banning this go against our core beliefs and values? Just because they are foreign does that mean they cannot enjoy the same freedoms we have, even though we decree that these are certain unalienable rights?
Because if this speech is harmful in any which way,
then shouldn't speech on Instagram also be considered harmful? It's the same type.
Who's going to decide what speech is harmful? I think they strike down.
Not ban. I think you go against.
I think they strike down the ban. I think
implications are too much.
I think it's a 9-0 rule. I think it's a unanimous ruling. I think the liberals and the conservative justices are both going to get together and be like, for different reasons, they're going to say, no, this ban cannot continue.
No, personally. I agree. It's just you can't. The second you start kind of deciding what's free speech and what's not, I understand national security concerns. There's a better way to go about that.
Sure.
There's a better way to go about that.
There's. So
I mean, you could buy.
I don't use TikTok. I don't plan on using TikTok.
Never had it. Don't think I'll
never had it. Every now and again, if there's a TikTok thing on YouTube, I watch it and say, "Oh, look, that was fun." But
I have friends who have it. I have
a hard enough time keeping up with my Twitter account, and then even starting an Instagram account. Someone said to me, "You should do Facebook." I'm like, "Does anybody even use Facebook?"
Technically, I think I have a Facebook. I don't ever use it. I only made it because I needed to make it for I think it was like a poll.
Is Facebook still a thing?
It is still a thing.
Okay. I mean, it's a thing, but is it a big thing? Is it?
Oh yeah, still.
All right. Well, anyways,
it's kind of dying though. I feel like.
Probably. All right. Next fun one for you. Have you got brain rot?
Oh God.
Now, as a new college graduate, And then
I've been surrounded by this, so probably.
Here's what I don't. Okay, I understand. Have you got brain rot? And it's showing the two people from Wicked, because if you've seen them giving interviews on their press tour, they're out there. They are. There's some weirdness going on there.
Never.
There's some weirdness.
Never seen these.
Awesome movie. Awesome movie.
Never
I loved it. Your mother and I had a blast watching that movie. Ariana Grande was friggin' hilarious.
Really?
Friggin' hilarious. I don't care what people say about her. They body shame her. Like, I don't.
Body shame her for what?
They think she's too skinny.
What? Okay.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it. Body shame people because they're fat. Body shame people because they're skinny.
I don't get it
because they're too muscular.
I don't get it anymore. Just leave the poor girl alone.
Leave people alone.
She sings great, according to your mother. I couldn't even, if you put a gun to my head right now, I couldn't name you an Ariana Grande song.
No, me.
Couldn't even.
This is my generation. Listen, I grew up on old music.
Right?
I'm an old soul.
But in the movie, friggin' hilarious. Friggin' every scene she's in, every facial expression she makes, friggin' hilarious. I laughed out loud at most of the things she did in that movie. Anyways.
So good movie. So what's brain rot now? Let's get into it.
So wait. And then here we got Blake Lively, who I only know as, well, she was, she's Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Right.
She's been in a couple of movies that I know of. She's Ben Affleck. Why am I blanking on this movie?
You can say Wonder Woman, but I was like, that's not Wonder Woman.
No.
Not Wonder Woman, buddy.
No. Charlestown. It's the bank robbery.
Now
you're blanking.
Yeah.
God
no.
damn it.
No way. Watertown?
No, it's Charleston. Where all the bank robberies happen.
I know what you're talking about.
The town. Awesome movie, by the way.
Fenway.
The Cathedral of Boston. She's in that movie. I don't know why they have her in there, like for brain. Oh, the hippo. I guess this hippo was famous.
Oh, Moo Dang. Yeah.
Or you're gonna explain. In a second, you'll explain the hippo to me.
No, I mean I don't know. I don't know much about the hippo. I just know that the hippo was really people loved it.
Okay,
found it really cute and funny.
Well, they won't love it when he grows up and tries to eat you.
Yeah, no, most dangerous animal in the world. I'll tell you. Hippo.
All right, if your mind has been occupied by thoughts of the glossy, bouncy pygmy hippo Moo Dang having a bath, or you spent double-digit hours watching TikToks of total strangers doing Charlie XCX's Apple Dance, whatever that is, then you might be suffering with brain rot, which has been revealed as Oxford University Press's Word of the Year, brain rot. So as a newly minted college graduate, how's your brain rot doing?
I'm glad to say I don't really have any.
Okay, so you're still all up there.
I'm functioning.
You didn't spend your 2.5, 3 years of college staring at a phone and TikToks and little dances. And
no, I did not. Did not watch that.
Of baby hippos taking baths.
No, I have Instagram. I saw the hippo because it gets shoved on your feet eventually. Kind of cute.
It never came on my YouTube feed.
No, it's an Instagram thing.
Oh, it's an Instagram thing. Okay.
Instagram, TikTok.
Oh, I didn't know they couldn't cross pollinate.
They could. It's just you're not gonna find it on YouTube. There's the penguin. I forgot the name of the penguin. That was really, really famous. Pesto. That was his name.
Pesto the penguin. Anyway, so Pesto. Brain rot. Yeah. Brain rot is a thing. And I guess this is it's a new term. Well, it's not a new term. It's never been brain rot. I've had that term since I was a kid. Brain rot.
Right, but now it's got a different kind of definition to it. Kind of.
Okay.
It's more social media related. Kind of like.
Not everything is social media.
No, I know. But there's this meme I was sent. It was just it sounds like gibberish, but because I've been surrounded by people from my generation for so long, I could actually understand what was kind of going on in this conversation. It's just a bunch of random words that have different meanings. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that where you hear people the people today sometimes talking like, what the fuck are they saying?
Listen.
Sorry for the F-bomb, but you gotta.
Before I married your mother.
Spanish does not count.
Before you even existed.
Spanish does not count.
Before you even existed.
No.
All right? Every now and again, I had to substitute into a class. I knew what brain rot was way before the internet really even existed. It's when I stood in front of a classroom and looked at these students who couldn't tell you. Okay, I swear to God, I'm not lying to you, and I know this is probably more prevalent now. We're in a class. We had to do some geography work. I'm tutoring. All right, got a class of climatology, geography. This is college level.
You know geography?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I know geography.
Sometimes I look at you. Sometimes you like struggle on the map. I'm like,
I struggle because I can't see because I'm old.
That's what they all say.
So we pulled down a map. It was a topographical map. It was not a political map, so it didn't have the borders. But I said, okay.
It's got mountain ranges and stuff.
Yeah.
You know your mountains?
So I said, do me a favor. I call one girl. I said, okay, your turn. Come up to the map and point to Canada.
Oh, God.
She pointed to where France is.
I mean, they speak French in both countries. Québécois.
But it was like a common thread. Most, like, point to Madagascar. And I asked another to point to Madagascar.
That's easy. It's
Australia.
Well,
at least I got the island part, right?
The island part,
right? It's just like, oh my God. Or then you just pull down a map of the United States. They don't even know where the frig they live.
Oh, that's the worst.
You know? They don't even know where
people are like, point to Iran and it's like a 1,000 answers.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you see like a good like 70 dots on like the US. It's like, guys, we're not Iran.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So brain rot is not a new phenomenon.
No.
Stop trying to take all the good stuff.
You know, I had a
just like the logic complaint on behalf of Generation
X. I had a classmate.
Brain rot used to mean something in this world.
It does now.
Look at this lady. What is she doing? What's wrong with her?
I think she's trying to sing, buddy.
Is she?
I don't know.
Sing what? What's wrong?
God knows.
What's this dude up to? He's just hanging. He's
walking.
Taking a walk. Leave him be. He's listening to jam with his pink iPhone and his music.
Speaking of brain rot, I had a classmate. This is in I think 8th or 9th grade. So this question this kid asked me is like basic. You should know this. We're in history course, and I was very well known for my history knowledge in this course. We played this thing called Kahoot. I had never lost. It was always history questions. If you answered the fastest and you got it right, the more points you would get. Never lost the whole year. So I was very proud of that. And this kid asks me, who was the first president
of the
United States? Granted, this is 8th or 9th grade. And I know this kid uses dollar bills to get his lunch money, for lunch money, to get his lunch at the school cafeteria. And I couldn't help but think, you use him, sucker. I mean, it's George Washington.
What's 2 plus 2? Thomas Jefferson, sucker.
It was. I had to look at him for a good minute. I thought he was joking. I was like, oh. He's like, oh, you really know? He's like, no, I really don't. I'm like, it's George Washington. I was like, buddy, you got to know that. I was like, I realized that. At least he recognized he should have known.
Yeah. It's amazing. You know what? Teaching will teach you a lot about the world.
Just helping people will teach you a lot about the world. You give a lot of more faith to humanity than you probably should. Let's be honest.
I couldn't go back. I don't think I have the patience to teach. Actually, you know what?
College, no, you don't.
College, no. College, I don't. Because people would turn in stuff that I know would be AI generated, and I'd be like, this is not. Because, listen, I would teach English or literature as probably one of the subjects, right?
And I cheat in your class. I'm sorry.
You would cheat in my class, but you see, here's the thing.
You wouldn't know.
It would be very easy for me to recognize your writing style. Look, my speaking style and my writing style are very similar. As a literature and an English teacher,
listen, I'm a competent individual. Do you think I'm gonna?
I'm just telling you
the way you're gonna catch me.
I'm just telling you.
Different. You don't think I'm reviewing this?
I'm just telling you.
Think I'm not gonna touch this up?
I'm just telling you what I would. It would frustrate me, and I'd be like, okay, they're not really learning that. They don't really want to do it. Even in fun, there's some really I took some. People are, oh, English. You took English and literature.
There's some English courses that I had fun.
There was some dude. I
had a really good English.
We had to take a level 400, and that's where it really gets elective. And one teacher's like, "Listen, I can't do it during the day, but they'll let me do it during the night if we can get 10 people to sign up for it." I said, "Okay." It was one of the professors I was really close with, and I said, "All right, professor, what's the course? What are we teaching?" He's like, "We're gonna do frickin' Stephen King, a book a week," and I'm like, "We're going to do a level 400 course on just Stephen King." He's like, "Yeah, and we're going to watch some movies too." And I'm like, I'm like, wait a minute. And all you need is 10 people to sign up for this class? And he's like, "Yeah." I go, "Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back." 5 minutes later, I come back. Here's a list of all the people that I said are interested in this class. Dude, it was awesome. I mean, talk about...
We read the book, the full book every week?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've seen some of these Stephen King books. Some of them are...
Dude, I was a literature major. I was reading...
Heavy.
I was reading sometimes 2,000 to 2,500 pages a week.
How did that major turn out for you, buddy?
I wanted to become a teacher, but they didn't want to pay me money. Did I tell you the story?
That's because you're being a teacher. They don't get paid.
No. even for that. Okay, so your mother and I had just gotten married. We're trying to buy a house. She's about to have Thomas, your brother, right? You're not even in the picture yet. I have an interview with a private Catholic school to be their new literature teacher.
I had no clue about this.
Right? And I go and I sit and everything goes well. They want to offer me the job.
Great. What happened?
$19,000 a year before taxes.
Oh, you can't live on that.
No, I can't support a family on that. Even back then in the year 2002.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think you can support any family on that.
No. That's why I ended up working.
Nor even like an individual. You need more than $19,000 to survive.
That's why I stayed in retail. Retail is a hard job. But if you get into the managerial for like Target or Walmart or something like that, you make bank. You make good money. I mean, the first 10 years, 11 years of your life, you had everything because I was a manager. I was a store manager for Target.
Right.
And then above that, I was a store manager, a retail manager for Apple. I mean, you make good money. So it's like, if you got to make a choice between, look, you're not going to be able to feed your kid when he gets here, let alone put a roof over his head, or you can feed your kid, put a roof over his head, but you're going to have to do soul-sucking, lifeless, soulless, godless, crappy
labor,
retail work, and nothing against the people who work retail. By the way, if you work retail out there, I love you. God bless you because you do.
I have a lot of respect.
You deal with people. I always say this. If you want to know about the worst of humanity, you can become a police officer and learn about society that way, or you can work retail, especially the return desk, and you'll learn about shit people real quick. So if you work retail out there, God bless you. I love you. And I know this is a tough time of year because it's a marathon. It's a sprint and a marathon at the same time. Anyways, but yeah, I said, you know what? Life ain't about me anymore. It's about your brother, your mother, and then eventually you. And
yeah, I came in the big surprise.
I mean, after that, I thought about every now and again going back to teaching. I was certified to teach. I was certified in the state to teach. I'm still certified to teach in some states.
Why don't you?
It's just
you're here.
Well, I'm here now. If I went back to like maybe Texas, or maybe I'd do some subbing or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's so yeah, it was like that. So that's why I loved English. I loved literature. I loved it. But I wanted to be a teacher. But no, it didn't work out. And now we're at the point where we're at now, where we're gonna go take this damn test.
Yeah, fun test.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yes, we both signed up for the Foreign Service Officers Test, which, if you don't know what that is, it's how you become a Foreign Service Officer. Which, if you don't know what that is, those are the people who work in the embassies around the world and for the U.S. State Department. Or consulars, right? Whether it's a political consular track or whatever, right? We'll not get into that. It's to me, it's the hardest standardized test you can take. I've passed it with flying colors 5 times, but they only have so many spots open. And last time, it didn't matter if you passed. There's all these DEI rules in place, and literally it came out in Congress. They had hearings about it. They said they weren't, no matter what. I scored almost perfect on the exam. Almost perfect. I think I came 5 points away from scoring perfect. But then Ted Cruz came out with an email that was discovered from the U.S. State Department, from their DEI, their Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Office, and their hiring officers. They said they don't want any straight white men or people of a certain religion, which was Christianity, people with disabilities as well. It's just the way it is. So, that hopefully all that crap goes away, and people get a fair share based off of what they've accomplished in life.
You say that. Listen, I could use the extra boost.
Shut up. Shut up. Pass the exam.
I can pass it. I did pass it. Granted, I was not graduated, but I passed it.
You have a bachelor's in international relations. You graduated early. You've lived in 3 different countries all your life. You've visited almost a dozen.
Right.
You speak 3 languages.
Nearly.
You speak 3 languages better than most people.
Okay, fair.
Right? You're young. You're unattached.
True.
You're mobile.
A lot of positions, a lot of experiences.
You're social.
And I'm brown.
Just pass the damn thing.
Yeah, but I'm also brown.
But they ask you, are you Latino on the thing? And you said, yes. So, okay, you got that covered.
Yes.
Well, just pass the test.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Pass it.
Gotta do that.
Okay?
Trying to do that.
But I'm going to take the test too.
I'm going to take your spot.
I'm going to pass it for the 6th time.
And you're not going to.
And I'm still going to go and have a steak afterwards and go, well, I spent the day taking a fucking test. By the way, the test is hours long. We'll do an episode on it later.
Live stream the test. No,
I got live stream. Total violation of federal law right there. It covers
the gringo here.
Yeah, if you're ever interested in what the foreign service, if you ever want to work for an embassy, you get put all around the world. It's a great job. It was my dream job until I gave up on it because I took it 5 times and I said, you know what, I'm a little older and they don't take people over 55, and I'll take it one more time.
Dream a little longer.
I'm not gonna dream. I'm enjoying doing this, whatever it is, and yeah. What the hell?
Sorry.
That's nice. 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 You have to send that to me. He's showing me a meme.
Sorry.
You found a Star Wars. Anyway, so but I'm enjoying doing this, living in Mexico, and my wife's got a thing going on, and
nice broken chair.
I'm certified to teach English as a second language, so doing that eventually would be something I want to do. But yeah, but we'll take the test. We'll keep you updated. We'll let you know what the test is all about. It's a hard test. It's not an easy test. Some people take it 9-10 times before they get accepted. It's a deal. It's a thing. Plus, you need to pass all the security clearance, top secret, all that.
Then they check everyone you're related to.
Oh yeah. It's a full FBI.
They call like a high school teacher. Be like, remember this kid?
Yeah, they know. It's a full FBI background investigation. They go to talk to people who went to school with you and be like, do you know this kid? Oh yeah, he used to sniff glue and chase squirrels around the yard.
They probably, if they asked my old high school friends, they'd be like, don't let that guy anywhere near any position of power. That guy, bad. Guy's gonna be a dictator. I mean, a lot of jokes. A lot of jokes.
None of my friends ever went to the federal because no one ever asked. No one ever asked me about somebody about a federal background investigation. No one ever came. Remember this person? I'd probably if I remembered them, I'd probably lie because I'd probably
good guy.
Best man. No. I'd be like,
save the girl.
That guy sold the best weed. Guy had the best stuff.
Guy peddled the most illegal substances in this weed.
It was awesome. Guy was a legend, man. Guy.
His name was chug a beer faster.
Spicoli.
In front of a cop.
Spicoli. Oh my god. Oh, I wanted to talk about one other thing too.
One more thing.
Well, not one more thing, but who knows what we'll talk about. This guy. This jackhole. So you heard about this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ABC News, Disney settles Trump defamation suit. Basically, you know why they settled? So, first of all, we all know Fox News got taken for hundreds of millions of dollars because Fox News lost a defamation lawsuit against the Dominion voting machines by saying Dominion voting machines were illegally rigging the election and all that, right? So Fox got sued by Dominion because it was defamation. It wasn't true. And Fox had to pay out something like $785 million.
Just a ridiculous amount of money.
Ridiculous amount of money. So here comes Trump. Now, what happened is this guy repeatedly said in an interview to Representative Nancy Mace, who, whether you agree with her policies or not, is a survivor of abuse, a survivor of the R word. I'm not sure if the algorithm will like me saying
Probably
that word.
Don't say it.
All right.
Shouldn't say it.
Is a survivor of that and has gone on to put her life back together, which is not an easy thing to do, according to every woman that's ever been through that. So I don't think and you watch this interview, he acts like a total jackass. I mean, he's a jerk. And he shouldn't be paid. He shouldn't be on the air, even though he just got a new deal, right?
Love those new deals, eh?
Here's a guy who became famous for defending and working for Bill Clinton, someone who had multiple accusations buried from women against him. Never mind Monica Lewinsky. That was consensual. Yes, it was predatory, but it was consensual. But multiple women he had to settle lawsuits with or, hush money, whatever you want to call it. And he defended Bill Clinton, but he gets in front of Nancy Mace and is in her face saying Trump was liable for that R word. Trump was found liable. He was never found liable for the R word. He was found liable for something completely different.
Misconduct, right?
It was assault.
Oh, it was assault. All right.
Right? But that's way different than R, right?
Very different.
And so Trump sued him and sued ABC. And they settled because the judge is like, listen, I've made all my decisions. I've made all my rulings. This case is going to go forward. And so get prepared to put the case forward. And Disney and ABC and George Stephanopoulos said, wait a minute, if we do that, and I'm sure, and this is me hearsay. I'm not saying they did this. Just as an intelligent person, they all got together and said, all right, we're being forced to bring this to court. We're being forced to defend ourselves. We're being forced to say we didn't do this, or we believe we didn't do this, which is going to cause ABC, Disney, George Stephanopoulos, all the producers of the show, everybody who works for that show, to be under the rules of discovery. Every note made by a producer, every email, everything. And the minute they and who knows what else they're going to find that's defamation towards Trump, that is bad, unethical, right?
The fake news,
fake, like all the crap is going to be, because then they can't destroy it because they can see, they erased all these emails and this, right? So they know they're going to lose.
Right.
So they know they're going to lose. They're not only going to lose on this case, they could lose big money. They know they're going to open themselves up to perjury. They're going to open themselves up to all sorts of other issues. So they just settle.
Makes sense.
And Trump is like, fine, I'll take you $15 million. It's pitiful, whatever. And he says, put it to charity. The Presidential Library Elections Committee, whatever, right?
Right.
Plus they paid $1 million for the Trump's lawyer's fees. But they still, the day after, signed this guy back to a new contract. But he can be out there and he can deny the claims of every woman that's come forward against his former boss. And he's the greatest guy in the friggin' world. And he can go on to make millions of it. It just shows you what kind of scumbag this guy. ABC News is falling apart. It's going to continue to fall apart. I mean, look at what happened to CNN.
Yeah, CNN.
MSNBC and CNN. There was an article where they're being called by the people in the toxic assets. Comcast wants to sell MSNBC off, not even let it be called MSNBC or NBC at all. They're looking for buyers. No one wants to buy these two things because they're toxic assets. They're done.
No one wants to watch them anymore.
And when I was a teenager, and I was
CNN was the
it was source. I mean,
James Earl Jones' voice.
Yeah, Wolf Blitzer when he started out and all that. When I was a teenager in Model United Nations, I mean, we watched CNN. It was awesome. We loved it. It was great.
We did a history in middle school still.
Yeah.
Obviously, high school, CNN really kind of just
and then
turn.
And then somewhere along the line,
rough.
News didn't become news. News is about personality now.
Personality's fine.
People don't say I watch news. People say I watch Hannity, or people say I watch Stephanopoulos, or people say I watch Joy Reid.
Yeah.
They don't watch the news. People don't say I watch the news. They say I watch this person.
Yeah.
Or even when your mother asks you.
You know why? Because information is not so readily available. The news once served the purpose this is like the central place to get your information. Now, I mean, they these networks know this. You can get news from anywhere now.
Yeah.
You can even create news.
Well, that's the other problem.
And that's a problem.
Well, Joe Biden said that's a problem. Joe Biden's like, the problem is that no one trusts news anymore. No, the problem is that no one should trust news anymore. Only 12, there was a poll, and I think I was watching some podcast. I think it was
even like PBS is no longer like fully neutral.
No, it's been liberal for a long time.
I know, but initially it was supposed to be. That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's not. It has been. Only like something like 12% of Republicans trust mainstream media.
Sounds about right.
And I don't blame them. Just the other day, there's an article, I say it was from Reuters, and it talked about January 6th and the riots. And it talked about how the 5 people who died during the riots. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Only one person died.
No one died.
No, the lady.
No.
The servicewoman got shot.
They didn't die during the riots. One person died during the riots, yes. After the riots.
But they were shot, they died later.
But no one, there was no death. And most of the deaths that were attributed to the riots were attributed to other causes afterwards.
Right.
So it's like even Reuters right now, it's just full-blown lying. But it's like how they play on the words. So it's like...
It's a wordplay.
Yeah, every time I read... Like if I read this from the Wall Street Journal, right? I still go and I research it and let's go, okay.
You got to read it. You got to research
it. You read it and you got to find other sources. Okay, what's the... But even with Google, if I type in like today, I typed in after the whole shutdown, the government and all that, I typed in congressional resolution spending, blah, 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 right? And the first 10 things are all like these very democratic, liberal leaning, like, oh, it's great. It's a great spending bill. The Republicans of this, Republicans of that, blah, blah, blah. It's great. Blah, blah, blah. And then finally, like, link number 25, it's like, oh, yeah, it sucks because they want to give themselves pay raises. It sucks because they want to.
Saw that.
Right? And so it's like, it's really hard just to find the truth. But anyways, I always try to be truthful here. I never try to say anything that I don't really know. And if I don't know, I tell you I don't know. But anyways, so George Stephanopoulos had to apologize, cost his company $15 million for defamation. New contract to sit in that seat and give you the news. This is why I don't watch ABC, and I haven't watched ABC for decades. Absolute decades. Anyways. Woo. Been a long one.
Been a long one.
I'm going to play some Infamous. I'm almost done with Infamous.
What did you say?
We'll play some Infamous. You got some stuff to do in that room, boy.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing 1 or 2 rounds here.
No baseball. You gotta do that. Your mother gonna kill you.
No, it's gonna be done. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I'll be too tired.
No,
I don't want to.
No, that's why we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it now. Then you can play Infamous after.
Infamous.
No.
Sleepy.
Gringo, no.
I gotta get up early and do.
Gringo, no. Gringo, no. You can stay here and no, Gringo. After you can play Infamous. You know.
I'm a little thirsty.
No, Gringo. Should I step in camera as I look and say, salud and huevos?
I don't want to play baseball tonight. I want to play Infamous.
Listen, guys.
You're not even on camera yet.
I am on camera.
You're not on camera.
I'm on camera.
You're on that camera. You're on camera.
I'm on camera. Gringo, you've got a responsibility while I'm here, and that's called playing baseball. You won yesterday that one game.
I'll play one game.
It was BS.
One game.
But, you won it.
One friggin' game.
No, we're playing 2. We got to always do 2.
No. 2's too long. Because then it'll be 12:30 and I won't be able to play Infamous.
But that's because, you try to win when you can't.
Just play one game.
It's all right.
With the mercy rule.
Oh, we'll keep mercy rule. Well, maybe not with the mercy rule then.
Okay, no mercy rule, one game.
2 games, mercy rule.
No, 2 games, 1 game, no mercy
exactly.
rule.
2 games, yeah.
No, one game.
You saw it here live on stream. The handshake.
I have one finger. So, anyways. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Superman's trailer. So, from south to the border for me and for my son, salud, a huevo. Feliz Navidad. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get on out of here.
Adios.
Adios.